Okay, uh, this is going to be a challenge for me. Maybe. I don't know. This motorcycle's been sitting outside for tabs on it say 17, so at least a couple of years. The owner of the bike says, I don't remember what he said about it. I actually rode this bike around the block once, and it was only firing on one cylinder and fairly weakly at that. So I'm gonna guess bad gas, and obviously the carburetor is gonna need to be cleaned. Probably new plugs and wires. We'll see if I can just rig the wires to at least tell me if the coil, if it's getting spark. And if it's getting spark and it has compression, chances are it's just going to be the carburetor. This is a 750 Honda VTX. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll put the kind of bike it is in the description. So we're gonna see if we can't get it running and running well. Stay tuned. Okay, since I know that this bike already halfway ran a couple years ago, I'm going to focus on the battery, see if there's any life in it. Going to obviously make sure the fuel is off, pull the tank, the seat, the tank, and have a look at these spark plug wires, because one is hanging down right there, so obviously we got a problem there. So yeah, let's get it stripped. Okay, so I got the two seats off. I looked in the tank, and honestly the fuel that's in there looks and smells great. Like, I know what good fuel smells like. Bad fuel smells like turpentine. But it's full. So I'm thinking maybe the owner filled it up with good gas. I'm going to take the tank off. So I don't remember which way off is. So I might take it out to the driveway. Well, it might be better just a kitty litter. I don't know. To figure out which way off is. If I remember right, I think it's down is on, up is reserve, and back is off. It's been a long time though. I used to have one of these, but mine was the 1100 Ace. Similar bike. Okay, so taking the tank off. Okay, if you're curious at all, where'd it go? That's the off position. I thought it was back this way, but maybe that's reserve. So I did spill a little bit of gas, but thankfully I got lots of sawdust. All right. Well, I didn't realize that this was a 4 spark plug setup. So there's a coil here, and there's a coil here on this side as well. One of the wires was just kind of dangling out. So where am I at? Oh yeah, I pulled the choke on the bike, and it was really hard, like stuck. So definitely the carb's gonna need cleaned. But I want to pull the wires, the spark plugs, get it turning over, and see if we have spark. Okay, so I got the breather off. It's right there. Got the battery out. Carburetor is definitely filthy. I just need to loosen the intake. You can't see nothing down there. To get that out. But now that I'm there, I'm going to probably order a rebuild kit. And before I take that thing out of there, I am going to pull the plugs, look at them, and charge the battery, and then turn it over and make sure that we're getting spark. And if we're getting good spark, chances are it's just not getting fuel if it has compression. So here we go. This might be the last part of this day because I need a couple of things. So if you've made it this far in part 1, thanks for watching. So got the carburetors off, and that's not an easy deal. The boots are pretty old and hard. What else did I find? The spark plugs were a bit loose. It looks like somebody tried to change them, but they didn't get them tightened back down. And these wires, not really sure if they're supposed to be like that, but I may have to order a new coil set and plug wires. From what I saw on the internet, they come pretty cheap, like 40 bucks for a set with wires, so that's not a big deal. I am going to put the coil back on and kind of put these in there and see if I'm getting spark before I do that. Okay, so I got the carburetors out, and there was junk in the bottom of this one. Hear my daughter screaming, sorry. So I'm going to pull the jets and the emulsion tube and the needle valve and give them a spray with some carb cleaner and a toothbrush and just see what they look like.